saltiness isn't bliss, spring is upon us and it is approaching fast. So I thought, what better recipe to share than potato salad? Potato salad is a great side dish. It's always been a staple at all my family get-togethers. I've been eating it my whole life and yet I've never made it. So let's give it a go, guys. We're gonna start with boiling some eggs. So I just finished boiling these, just ran cold water over them. I'm gonna pop them in the fridge so that they have a chance to get nice and cold before I peel them and later add them into my potato salad. So that will be your first step. Get your eggs out of the way. You can boil as many as you like. If you want more eggs in your potato salad, boil more. Less, do less. You get it. So the potatoes I am working with today are these great little potatoes that I've been buying for quite some time now. They are just kind of the perfect size, although as you can see here, they do vary in size. And they are great for all the different reasons that I cook and work with potatoes. And so I want to do something a little bit different here with this potato salad. So rather than boil the potatoes whole, I have actually already cut up my potatoes, as you can see here. And I am going to cook them already prepped and cut in the exact size and shape I need them for when I make my potato salad later. So I'm just kind of skipping that step after they're boiled of having to cut them up or peel them. I'm going to try to leave the skin on. So it really depends upon how they look and how they feel after they cook. But my goal is to leave the skin on, do something a little different than we're used to seeing in traditional potato salad. I do want to share with you how I cut my potatoes up. So basically, no matter the size, I cut it in half. So there's my halves. And then I cut those halves in half. So there's that one cut in half. And then I turn it the other way and cut that into quarters. So basically when I'm done, I have these 4 great pieces that will vary in size depending on the size of the potato and are kind of the traditional size and shape that we're used to when eating this delicious side dish. So there's that. As you are cutting up your potatoes, if you see anything that you don't like, you can always cut it off and discard it. Don't put it in your pot. So now next step would be add water to your pot. Enough water to cover your potatoes, and then you're going to boil them. My rule of thumb with potatoes is usually about 20 minutes I boil them, and that usually goes hand in hand when I'm making mashed potatoes, so I want them really tender and I want them to be able to whip up into delicious mashed potatoes easily. In this case, we don't want them too mushy or too overcooked, we just want them fork tender. So it may be less than 20 minutes. Okay guys, my potatoes are all cooked up on the stovetop. I have drained the water out of the pot, transferred them into this bowl where they will cool in the refrigerator for about a half hour before we move on to our next step. And in total, I cooked them for about 14 minutes. So I would say check them anywhere between 12 and 15 minutes to determine once they get to that fork tenderness you're looking for. Also, from the bag of potatoes I showed you earlier, I did use 30 potatoes, 30 little potatoes, or about a pound that I'm guesstimating. So that is the quantity that I'm working with today. All right, who's ready to make some potato salad? So, my cooked potatoes have had a chance to cool in the fridge. I did cool them a little longer than I thought, so closer to 45 minutes. And now we're gonna add in all these tasty ingredients behind me. So, I have peeled and sliced the hard-boiled eggs. So I had 2 hard-boiled eggs and I chose to slice them into wedges. You can cut up and slice up your egg any way you like. So there's no right or wrong way. I did discard the yolk. You can add that in there if you want. So we're just gonna dump those right in. So there all that is hanging out together. We're going to add in a half a cup of mayonnaise, 1/8 cup or 2 tablespoons of mustard. I am going with honey mustard, that is the low sodium. A half a teaspoon of black pepper, Don't worry guys, we will add more pepper at the end, but for now with the first mix we're going to just go with a half teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Next up we want 2 teaspoons or 1 packet if you're using sugar substitute. So 2 teaspoons of sugar or 1 packet of sugar substitute. There it is pre-mixed. So now with a large spoon, we're just going to give that a real good mix. Evenly coat everything. As we're mixing and blending, if you feel like you want a little bit creamier of a potato salad, you can always add in more mayonnaise. So there's how we're looking right now. Keep in mind it is still a little warm, so it does need to firm up and kind of blend all these ingredients together. Our last set of ingredients that we're going to put just right on top to kind of give it a little something extra before we put it back in the refrigerator is some pepper. Any style, any variety. I'm going to go with a cracked rainbow peppercorn all the way around. Some paprika. This will all be to taste here in these final steps. Look at that beautiful pop of color on there. Some dried chives. These never like to come out of here. So I'm going to put some in my hand and then just sprinkle them all around the top there, guys. Here we are. And then last but certainly not least, a little bit of shredded Parmesan cheese, because why not? So I'm just going to put a very light layer of that. Oh, does that look tasty? So there it is. A fresh batch of potato salad. Now you do want to put a lid on this, pop it in the refrigerator anywhere between a half hour and 1 hour, and then it is ready to dig into and enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my own spin on a classic side dish of potato salad. See you next time.